Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show 105, and we are ready to go here in our patch turned up studio in Spencer, West Virginia. And with me, as always, Justin and Joe.
Morning, guys.
Morning. How's your week going, Joe?
Not bad.
Yeah.
A lot better than last week. That
Yeah.
Monday vacation sure made up for it. It spread that Monday across 4 more. But this
Yeah.
week, I'm not going to jinx it, so we're making progress. I'll just put it that way.
Yep.
You guys?
Can't complain. A little busy, but that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting ready to start summer programs here for our patch program and our summer soccer, and we got all kinds of stuff going on. Our farms, the Sunnybank farm is roaring to life and producing cucumbers already and getting ready to throw down some tomatoes and
Nice.
everything else in our no-till garden. So we're gearing up for a big summer, and that's always interesting. So let's talk about farming and stuff, and then on our technology show,
Yeah.
which actually
Dirt and
well, here's the
stuff.
crazy part. Yeah, our farming actually deals with a lot of technology.
I go say it's surprising how much technology is involved that a lot of people don't realize.
Oh yeah, gosh, there's so much biology and science involved. At least to do it good.
Right.
I mean, you can just go slap some plants in the dirt and water them and hope for the best. But at our scale, we involve a lot of science, and the kids have to learn a lot of science in order to participate.
Right. Well, but there's a trade-off. They have the benefit of the no-till garden, so
Oh, yeah.
it's one of those. Yeah, there's a little extra work to make sure everything grows properly, but you're not basically standing on your head, planting it in the ground and
Oh, yeah.
dealing with all that.
Well, and the hydroponic systems and everything in our high tunnels, those are all, 95% less water usage, plus the all the lack of herbicides, chemicals, and everything else insecticides that really hinder a garden.
Right.
We don't have to deal with.
Right.
But the kids have to know the science behind it to keep the life cycle balanced,
Exactly.
which is important. So it's a good learning tool, and food sustainability is a big issue now, and technology is playing a huge part. There's a lot of things going on. App Harvest over in Kentucky, they built a massive facility a couple years ago and grew tomatoes, and it came to fruition, and now they're building 6 or so more
Right.
throughout Kentucky and the surrounding states. And
Yeah, you showed me a picture the one time. I mean, it's like you can fit a couple football fields in there.
But it's all technology driven. It's growing vegetables in a smarter, more efficient way, and we're not relying on the weather. We're not relying on shipping all the food all the way over to here. Because a lot of people don't know this, but where does your lettuce come from? So Joe, I'll poll you. Do you know where our lettuce comes from? And I'll give you a hint. Where does the East Coast lettuce come from?
Okay. Because I was going to say it all depends on where we're talking. Are we talking big box store like Walmart, or are we talking local?
Any
or local
store,
groceries?
yeah, even local.
Texas.
98% comes from Arizona and California.
Really?
Yeah, so and the problem is it's all secluded to just one or two big, massive businesses, and when something happens, they get
$5 a gallon gas.
Well, E. coli breakout.
Yeah.
It goes across a sweeping area, then it hits all of it because it's all wrapped into one big package. So, and it's of course we're on the opposite side of the nation, so it's hard to get that lettuce here if something happens.
Right.
We're the first ones that don't get it.
Right.
So, lettuce, spinach, kale, stuff like that grows. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. So if you can get, vegetables and your fruits and vegetables grown more locally, it adds to your food sustainability. It tries to keep food deserts out of the way. And with technology now, you can grow food. What they've started doing, which I find very interesting, is they're buying these old factories, like old steel factories that were going to waste, and using hydroponics, growing in these buildings with grow lights and watering systems that use 95% less water, and it's local. So
And here's an idea for these entrepreneurs out there: buy old malls.
Oh yeah,
There's all kinds of open floor space. And you can do the
man.
exact same thing.
The amount of food you could grow in an old mall.
Oh man! Well, and the thing of it is, what's nice is it's already categorized by store, so you could literally just put all lettuce in one store and all kale in another store. I mean, you could literally
you could do a lot of different
You
stuff.
could go crazy with
These
that.
massive factories, though, that are multi-story, it's tiered, or not tiered, that's the wrong word. They use, shoot, I don't even know what you call it. It rotates everything up and down.
Okay.
So you only have to reach the bottom row because it's on like a conveyor.
Okay.
That the top ones go up to the top, and and then as you need, you pull them down to the bottom, and they just go through a cycle, and it's all mechanicalized. Because it's self-watering. They have little cameras and stuff that monitor the growth, and you don't. I don't know. It's disappointing in some ways because it doesn't take a lot of people, but yet that keeps costs low because it doesn't take a lot of people.
Right.
You're not relying on drought. You're not relying on floods and rain. So it takes out all these variables that make it really hard to grow food outside.
Well, plus...
And they get the optimal nutrition that they need because it's all monitored.
Right, and cuts down on extra usage of natural resources, a.k.a. water. You don't have to require as much water that way because you're recycling the water.
Oh, yeah. Well, it takes 95% less water.
Right.
To grow hydroponically. We see that here. And, it's kind of crazy. The only thing we add is the minerals and nutrients that the plants require. And like I say, they get the exact amount they need, so they grow optimally.
Right.
And, when you plant in the ground, it's really tough. You can get a soil sample, send it out to, the extension agency or whatever, wait a couple months until it comes back, and then you got to try to feed your soil. But that's all dependent on rain, sunshine, what happens, what type of rain you get. Here we get a lot of acid rain from the pollution from the Ohio River and the power plants and stuff. So, when you do hydroponically, here we filter our water, and by the time it gets to our plants, it's a very neutral water that has, the nutrients that we add, and we measure twice a day, every day, and optimal growing conditions.
Right, and I have bragged about your all's hydroponics setup for years now. I was actually over in Calhoun County a few weeks ago, and then I was helping broadcast for a group that's trying to breathe new life back into Calhoun County, and they had different groups of different ideas to bring new business into Calhoun County, and then one of them was farming. And I talked to one of the organizers. I was like, "Have you looked at hydroponics?" And she said, "Yes, she's heard about it." And I said, "Look, do the microgreens."
Yeah.
Because they were talking about growing pumpkins and stuff like that, which is fine, but that's a long process.
Oh yeah.
Quicker turnarounds, microgreens. That way you start seeing return on investment a lot faster than regulars. Although I'm not knocking, because we need all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you need it. It's
but
just
if you want a quicker turnaround,
and some things you do need to plant outside. Pumpkins, stuff like that has to go outside. Now we use the Dutch bucket system, which is pretty interesting. That's where you grow your tomatoes and cucumbers, and you can grow zucchini and stuff like that. It's the same hydroponic system. It's just for bigger rooted plants that vine up and stuff. But the results are just amazing.
Like a potato hydroponically, or is some stuff kind of?
I don't know. Potatoes we do outside in 55-gallon plastic containers, and we've had some success with that. But we haven't tried real hard. So I don't know that you need to grow hydroponically with potatoes. I don't know how that works because they grow underground.
Right.
And that, which but I don't know how that works. I've never even looked at it. But tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, that's our staple. Lettuce, kale, and spinach, huge staples for us.
Yeah, I've got a kale plant in there that's 3 foot tall.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, we haven't grown any or had to buy lettuce for a long time for our daycares, which is great because it's all organic, no pesticides, no insecticides, and grows like gangbusters. We got more or less we know what to do with sometimes.
Well, and as a parent of a child in your all's preschools, that's reassuring on our end because we know exactly what's being fed to Sadie when she's here. We can literally see it being grown.
Oh yeah, and the preschool kids go down and see it and taste everything in the green room, and they get to sample the farm stuff, and they'll take trips out to the farm, so they see where the food comes from, and that's an important part of education. Again, you ask a lot of people, they don't know where their lettuce, spinach come from. They're like, well, Walmart. Especially if you ask a kid, they're like, Walmart. Comes from Walmart because that's where we grocery shop. But that food chain is hidden.
Well, and what's scary is there are adults out there that say, well, we don't need farmers because we have Walmart.
Yeah.
You're missing the whole thing.
Yeah, well, welcome to the world of food ignorance. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just say it because it's such a given.
Right.
You go to Walmart and they have food. And it's Walmart's responsibility to get the food to the average consumer, which is kind of crazy because, you think about an apple or a potato, onion, those are over a year old by the time you get them.
Right.
Which is, unreal to think about food sitting for a year, but that's just how it works. That's how the food chain works. So, we encourage people to garden. All our knowledge that we do with the hydroponics and the farm stuff, the no-till, we share that information. It's educational. We want people to know about it. We want people to grow their own food, and kind of avoid food deserts, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
This is what I'll say. Roane County, such a wonderful place to be, but very hard to garden. We've got a lot of hillsides, a lot of rock, a lot of clay soil.
Right.
So very hard to garden here. Some people do it very well.
Yes.
Other people fail miserably. I was one of those people that failed miserably. We always had a big garden and sometimes peppers grew, sometimes they didn't. Corn was always a crapshoot. Tomatoes, cucumbers, it just depended. And then the crazy part is you go away for a long weekend, you forget to water or have somebody water, and then bam, your whole garden struggles. So, it's one of those things, man. You try to grow food in West Virginia on these rocky hillsides, and poor soil for it. It doesn't always work out. But there's ways around that.
Right.
And we've learned so much. Robin Wilson was a big factor in teaching us about like no-till gardening and so forth. And it's kind of crazy. Like when you till the ground, you kill the microbial life in that top 3 inches of soil, which a lot of people call it topsoil. That's where all your life is. And when you till it up, you kill it. That's not a good thing.
Right.
That's what led to the Dust Bowls in the 30s and 40s that ruined agriculture in the Midwest. And we see a lot of that coming back around. So interesting stuff, but again, a lot of science in it.
Yes.
A lot of technology. So, Justin,
Yep.
We'll say this is a loud conversation.
Yeah.
This passes the test.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, we got some stuff to talk about. What do you want to talk about first? AT&T?
Yeah, let's talk about AT&T. So
Okay.
I have some bad news for AT&T customers.
Crap. I'm an AT&T customer.
Well, luckily you should be grandfathered in, so you should be good.
Okay. That makes me feel better already.
So AT&T announced yesterday that they're adjusting their top plan, and which removes unlimited Elite and the HBO Max option. So if you were thinking of switching to AT&T or upgrading your plan to get HBO Max, you may need to think again. This week, the telecom giant quietly updated its top unlimited wireless plan, dropping the unlimited Elite option in favor of a new unlimited premium offering. While the pricing remains the same, $85 per month for a single line, or $50 per month per line in a family plan with 4 lines, there are 2 differences. The new unlimited premium now comes with 50 gigabytes per month of high-speed hotspot data, up from the 40 gig per month on the Elite, and more notably, no longer comes with HBO Max included. And AT&T spokesman Jim Greer says, quote, HBO Max is a great service, but we constantly experiment with the features we offer our customers to give them the best value, unquote. Greer added that those who already have the unlimited Elite plan with the carrier will continue to receive free HBO Max.
Ooh.
As of yesterday afternoon, the company's prepaid carrier Cricket Wireless continues to offer HBO Max's ad-supported tier as a part of its highest-priced unlimited plan.
Do you know what that highest priced Cricket plan is?
I can look real quick.
That's, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm grandfathered in, but kind of crazy.
Seems like
Must be inflation.
That, or they started see a slower uptick in new customers, so they panic and change things up.
I think they had the HBO thing in there for years. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was
at
for
least 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so Cricket Wireless, their highest plan is $33 a month with unlimited data and 15 gigabyte hotspot, and it also gets you 150 gigabytes cloud storage, HBO Max with ads for
$40.
okay, $33 a month per line, and that's for up to 4 lines.
Well, I mean, I understand AT&T's struggle.
Here we go again.
Here we go. I know it's kind of crazy. AT&T only had revenues of $38 billion here in this last quarter, the first quarter of the year. Tough times for AT&T when you're only making $38 billion in one quarter.
Dude, instead of another run? Do we need to have Justin's plan a telethon for these people?
You know,
Or a runathon, or
that might be, yeah, we could do a little
Raise money
runathon to
for-
help AT&T out so they don't have to raise money. They don't have to gouge their customers a little bit. Now their consolidated revenue is $41 billion. Boy, I don't know how those AT&T executives are going to get by on their bonuses this year. Or how, you know, their shareholders will ever make it on only $38 billion of revenue.
They'll never recover.
Yeah, it's a
So-
tough time for them.
Like, wow, you guys got AT&T to sponsor your benefit run. Oh no, this is a benefit run
Benefit for
for AT&T.
Yeah.
'Cause they're struggling. Wow.
Yeah, the 10 extra gigs though. Wow, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Went from 40 to 50.
In 2021, they only had a revenue of 168.9 billion. So, you know, they just didn't make enough billions.
Yeah.
That's where the whole problem is. You know, sometimes you got to make 170 billion.
Well, I can understand why they're getting nervous, considering when our wages are starting to get close to that. You know, I can understand why they're getting scared.
The income gap is closing, and AT&T's on the verge.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I don't understand how you can have earnings of 38 billion in a quarter and be like, oh man, tough times.
Yeah.
Tough times. Sorry, consumers.
Yeah.
The middle class, you're just gonna have to pay more.
Yeah. It's a hard blow. We got to survive somehow.
Yeah, and I can imagine they're sitting around in their board meeting saying, hey, you know, I bet we could raise prices a little bit and it'd be okay. Somebody's got to suck this up somewhere because we're just not making enough.
Exactly. Although I did see a commercial for T-Mobile the other night where they was poking fun at AT&T and Verizon, saying, well, they're raising rates, we're cutting ours, and like they've got some kind of offer now where if you refer a friend, they send you like, they say, I think it's up to $1,000. I don't know how many people we got to send in to refer to it, but like you get like $50 for every person you refer, and then they get a certain percentage off of their bill every month for life.
Yeah.
It's like 20% off their bill or something. I mean, it's something crazy. Is like, let's see if they can do it, why can't the other two? Well, that's usually what happens. Is T-Mobile makes a big splash, and then AT&T and Verizon are going, oh wait, we can do that too.
Yeah. What the heck? Anyway.
Well, they're wise not to try to take people's HBO away. Or let them keep that with the grandfather clause.
Yeah.
People would be going crazy, I think.
Yeah, even worse than what they are.
I know. I'm one of those people. I like my HBO Max because it's free. I wouldn't get it otherwise. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's when's enough, you know?
Well, they have you over barrel because
Yeah.
they know you need this.
Oh yeah. Gotta have your cell phone.
Right.
I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I get why they feel that way. You know, and the crazy part is, like, let's just raise rates on our consumers, and somebody in the back's going, bloody brilliant.
Exactly.
Ah, that cat likes it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Rates raised. All in favor? Here we go. All right, I can buy another yacht. Thank you. Yacht ordered. I've been waiting to push the button. Here we go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see a graph of how they have raised the rates over the past maybe 10, 20 years. It's probably been a steady climb.
You probably don't want to, Justin. You just
Yeah.
get depressed afterward.
Yeah.
It's one of those. That's a Pandora's box. I'll just leave close with. I don't want to know.
Do you know, Joe, like with the Cricket thing, if you have like an unlocked iPhone or an iPhone that's designed for AT&T, could you make a switch to Cricket? Just get a new SIM card and throw it in there? Or?
Yes. Yeah. On the if your phone is unlocked, yes, absolutely. If it's unlocked, you can go to any carrier you want. Now, the only caveat with going through companies like Cricket or TrackPhone or Straight Talk, they are resellers of the big boys signal. So, in the terms of service that nobody ever reads, if, like, let's say you go to Charleston during the Sternwheel Regatta, you know, bunch of people down there, everybody's on their phones. If you're on one of those reseller groups or reseller carriers, what AT&T can do is if it notices a lot of extra traffic on the tower and it can't handle all the internet traffic, what it'll do is it'll start throttling the resellers first before it'll start slowing down their customers.
So yeah, just avoid the crowds and it'd work all right.
I thought
Well,
sorry.
I was on Straight Talk for several years, and I never ran into any issues, but we also live in Roane County, and there's not a lot of... There's about 4 days a year where it's just chaotic, and that's
Black Walnut Festival. Yeah.
But other than that, it's not bad.
Yeah, I might look into get my mom to switch because she's got AT&T, and they send her a text saying we're basically throttling your speeds because you've used so much of your data, and it's not even that much.
Honestly,
Our data plan is junk.
The full disclaimer, they're not a sponsor, but I am a customer. Look at T-Mobile.
Yeah.
The pricing is just...
Somebody I was talking to said their family switched to T-Mobile and it's like $40 a line or something cheap.
Yeah. Well,
And they got unlimited everything, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I could be completely wrong. It's
No,
just
no,
a
no, no,
conversation I
yeah.
wasn't really part of. I thought, here, I'm trying to look up AT&T's rates over the last 10 years.
Can't find them.
No. You'd think somebody would put them out there, though.
And what's crazy is, now I haven't tested since we've moved to T-Mobile, but when we was with Sprint, I did notice it. Going to North Carolina, going through the tunnels, we never dropped signal at all.
Wow.
Because usually with AT&T and Verizon, you drop signal like halfway through the tunnel. We never dropped a bar.
Really?
Yeah, which was crazy, and I was excited because I was just waiting for it, and because I usually stream music when we're in the car and
Yeah.
on long road trips like that, and never buffered, never glipped or glitched, nothing.
Huh. Yeah. All right. AT&T raising their rates for the average consumer because $38 billion and a quarter is just not enough. And that's how I'm billing this deal.
Next up, YouTube TV.
Okay,
YouTube.
So I actually have some good news on YouTube TV. So this will put a little extra pep in your step, Dave.
That's just what I needed, was a little pep in my step.
Yeah.
After
Well,
I just yawned real big.
Well, I seen you starting to grab your cape to become Superman. As I thought, well, let's get you calmed down here.
Yeah. Somebody showed me a meme the other day, and I thought, boy, I'm just waiting to hear how this pans out. And it was like, next time somebody gets mad, hand them a cape and say, now you're Superman.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody's going to get beat. Cape? You want to see a cape?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Here's my cape.
How's it look through two black eyes?
Yeah.
It's going to be a story. Man hands wife cape. Regrets it for the next 3 months.
Yeah. Man ends up in hospital. It's
Yeah.
severe heat.
How'd this all start? I handed her a cape and said, now you're Superman.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant.
Yeah. She ends up in court, and the judge is like, yeah, that's justifiable. You're an idiot.
Yeah. You deserved every bit of
Was
it.
it worth it, sir?
Anyway, all right. So YouTube TV.
So YouTube TV brings live surround sound to Roku and Android streaming devices. So users of Apple TV and Fire TV and game consoles will have to wait a little longer for the 5.1 channel sound from the live TV streaming service. However, Google says its live TV streaming service, YouTube TV, is rolling out surround sound for Android TV, Google TV, and Roku this week. The company shared the news in a series of tweets yesterday afternoon saying, quote, "We know you've been waiting, and it's finally ready. 5.1 audio is rolling out this week across Google TV, Android TV, and Roku devices," end quote. The Chromecast and Roku devices join Samsung, LG, and Vizio TVs in offering surround sound on live broadcasts, but if you're using another device, you may need to wait. So if you have any of these devices that I just mentioned, you'll be able to use your surround sound on YouTube TV Live now.
So, like a live sporting event, or where
Yes.
where would you want to have this? Yeah.
Oh, sporting
Like the same
event,
thing?
movies,
Movies,
concerts.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with surround sound. For the most part, I'm just using the 2 speakers or headphones.
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff.
I just have a sound bar, but a lot there's a lot of people out there apparently that have surround sound systems.
And like your sound bar wouldn't be able to do any sort of surround.
I wouldn't notice
You
any.
have to have all the speakers.
Yeah, you
the
have to have.
multiple ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't notice any difference, but yeah, to get the full experience, you have to have all the speakers.
The full experience. Can't just have half an experience.
Oh, but there's some people that they go crazy with. Of course, now like if I would win the lottery, I probably would too. But there's setups where you can have speakers shooting down from the ceilings. I mean, it.
I don't even have a TV, so I don't have any of that.
Well, there.
Therein lies the problem.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
What about like on a Netflix? How much content on there is in surround sound?
Let me see.
It's just something I never even think of, but I assume pretty much all movies nowadays are capable of surround if you have the right setup.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Netflix does support streaming with improved audio quality to give a cinematic experience at home. You can stream high quality audio on most titles available with 5.1 surround sound or Dolby Atmos. This is straight from Netflix's website. So apparently it's a thing.
Yeah. YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Either of you guys have that?
No.
I do not either.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it.
It's like Sling. It's like the rest of them.
They don't do any like live streaming on there, do they?
Yeah.
Like you or I could just start streaming on YouTube TV if we wanted.
What do you mean?
We
Like-
could just do like a live stream. Of
Like we're doing right now on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because actually, we do a lot of work with WVRC, the local radio station. And the night of the primary elections, Andrew was doing a baseball game on Facebook. And it just so happened it was a makeup game, so there was no getting away from it. And it was the night of the election. I told him, I said, look, he said, I want to do the election, but I have to do baseball. I said, like, look, I said, if you don't care, I'll just do the election. I'll do it on YouTube, and then people could tune in to YouTube. And he just fell in love with that, so we was able to simulcast broadcast, and he was on Facebook, and I was on YouTube, and it worked out perfectly. So, yeah, YouTube, there's some stipulations to be able to get live, but if you have an established channel that you use for a long time, you're already grandfathered in. But because I just started a YouTube channel for another project I'm working on for fun, and I wanted to do a YouTube live, and it said I had to verify who it was, and then there was still a 24-hour waiting period. I was like, well, that's no big deal. It's not that critical what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about YouTube TV. I don't have it.
So we ready
Is
to
that a paid one?
what?
Yeah.
You have to pay for YouTube TV?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it a couple months ago, maybe.
Yeah, YouTube TV's like Sling or Hulu Live.
Yeah.
They have that's your online cable package.
And I think they were raising prices or something like that back in the day.
Yeah, I
and
think
we were
so.
like, yeah, is it worth it or not? But none of us had it, so it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Okay. On to the next one.
All right. So iOS 16 and this doesn't affect Justin anymore. And
I know. You know,
Those days are behind me.
the sad days of when we can make fun of Justin.
yeah, we made fun of him enough where he knuckled under peer pressure and said, you know what?
Upgraded to Android.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have to wait 2 years to get some features. Have you noticed that being a thing? Like now you look at your Android phone now and you're like, by golly, I can get this and I can get that, and just a whole new world's open to me.
Yeah. There's been some hiccups here and there, but
Right, but I mean, has it been noticeable, the features and apps that you can now get that you didn't realize you couldn't get before?
no, I haven't really shopped around for new apps or anything yet.
Well, now he did mention before the show that Apple did announce iOS 16 is getting a feature that Android has had for years, and that was the headline. So
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway,
The,
it'd be nicer if we could give you a hard time about it, but we'll make do with what we got.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to pull my hair out a little bit with group texting, which has suddenly become non-functional. So
Really?
I might need some assistance from A&M Digital on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can see my text, but nothing comes back my way, so it's been kind of annoying.
Are those people on iPhones by chance?
Yep.
Okay. There.
It's got to be a setting on their end.
Well,
I'm thinking.
it's an Apple deal, and I ran into that a few years ago. Basically, what had happened was my phone died, so I literally took my SIM card out, threw it in one of Cena's old phones, and started using it until my new phone came in, which was only just a few days. When I moved back, what had happened, Apple automatically locked that number down into their little ecosystem. So I had to go into my Apple account, and there was like 4 different sections I had to look. And it said my phone number was still unassociated with all those. And it was still, but it was weird, it wasn't everybody. Literally the biggest one I found issues with was when I was in a group chat between Cena and my mom. It was exactly what you're saying. It would go one way, but nothing would come back. Yeah. And literally, I don't know what happened. It was one of those hurry up and wait kind of deals. Like according to Apple, my number was completely unlinked with all of it, but it still was linked somewhere that on Apple's back end that I couldn't access. Then also one day it just finally broke the chain, and all was well with the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I vowed never to put myself in that situation again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's partly what it is. My number had been associated with Apple for so long.
Yeah, I'll send you
something screwy is going on.
I'll send you some links to see if you can unassociate your number with Apple.
Thank you.
It's always good when Joe sends you a link.
Yep.
It's usually a fix.
It's okay to click on those links.
Yeah.
If they come from Joe, they're safe.
Don't forget your second factor authentication.
Yeah. So iOS 16. So iOS 16 is coming out soon, but if you have an older Apple device, you may not be getting iOS 16. So here's the list that Apple has announced that will not be getting the new updates. So Apple will wave goodbye to older iPads, Macs, and Apple Watch Series 3 in this new update. As is tradition, Apple will leave some of its older devices in the dust when it starts rolling out its latest operating systems. When iOS 16 arrives this fall, will be available for the iPhone 8 and newer. In other words, all iPhones released since 2017. That means iPhone 6s, 7, and the first generation iPhone SE users won't be able to upgrade to iOS 16. When it comes to iPad OS 16, Apple will drop support for a couple of devices, the iPad Mini 4 and the iPad Air 2. Given that the Mini 4, which debuted in 2015, and the Air 2 is from all the way back in 2014, it's safe to say those are showing their age. If anything, it's a testament for their staying power that Apple supported them all the way up to the current iOS. And for your Apple Watch users, you'll need an Apple Watch Series 4 or newer to use the new watchOS 9. And they also announced for your Mac devices, the new macOS will be called macOS Ventura, and I'm wondering if it's for Jesse Ventura or Ace Ventura, but we'll see. Probably neither. The following devices will be supported: iMac 2017 or newer, Mac Pro 2019 or newer, iMac Pro 2017, Mac Mini 2018 and newer, MacBook Air 2018 and newer, MacBook 2017 and newer, and MacBook Pro 2017 and newer. So if you have any older device than that on the Mac devices, you will be not able to update to the latest Mac OS. So in other words, if you have any of these older devices that I mentioned, you may want to look at investing in a new device just from a security standpoint, because when there's a new operating system, there's more security updates and patches and stuff like that that's available, so it's best to keep those devices up to date.
So at that point, you're stuck with iOS 15, basically. You're never going to get anything newer than that on your old device.
Right, and then that means eventually Apple's going to stop sending security updates, which becomes a security issue at that point, because there will be flaws out there that Apple's going, well, we can't fix that. You're on your own. Good luck.
Good luck. From Apple. Always good words.
But
Yeah, I mean, you hope for the best, but yeah.
But from the iPad standpoint alone, these devices have been around since 2014, 2015 that they're dropping the hammer on. So I mean, I can't blame them from that standpoint because working in technology, I understand that at some point it becomes a burden trying to support these older devices.
Yeah, this piggybacks a little bit onto the story that caught my eye that, with this new iOS 16, Apple is considering doing a feature where you can have the screen always on. So if you want to keep it from, automatically going black, and you want to just be able to glance over at it, maybe there's something you're expecting to see, that you could do the always on, and you could like set it on your desk, glance over whenever you need to, and you'd have you wouldn't be looking at a black screen.
Nice.
It says that Android has had this feature for years, and Apple is considering it with this new.
Woohoo! Bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Somebody go see what Android's been doing 2 years ago.
Exactly.
And now let's do it.
We need our researcher to dig in.
Yeah, I think that's why they wait 2 years, because at that point they can't. If they do it like 6 months out, they'll go, hey, they'll know that we're copying Android. But if we do it 2 years, they'll forget by then.
Yeah.
And we're as Android users are sitting there going, hey, we remember that. Again, it's the Marty McFly meme. Hey, I've seen that before. How could you see it? It's brand new.
Yeah. Craziness.
Well, like you
Anyway.
said, like the Apple 6S, which is what I had previously. I mean, that's an ancient phone.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that your 6S was still in operation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to the longevity of it. I was shocked.
Yeah.
It is so much nicer having actual battery life instead of having to plug in every hour. I mean, this Samsung will just go all day. I look down at it, it's at 80. Normally that'd be where the 6S was in the red.
Yeah. Android's nice. But and I still can't understand. Even people today, my friends, I have a couple friends, they are all about Apple. They won't go away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand. But, part of it, I guess, brand loyalty, like anything else.
Right.
So, iOS 16.
Well, that's like Cena. She's a diehard iPhone user, and
Even though we give Justin such a hard time on the show, Cena's
Yeah.
still
but on the flip side of that coin, it does help us on our end of things, because that way we both, like, if there's something going on with iOS or a customer calls has an issue with their iPhone, I know I can grab Cena's phone and go, okay, well, look here, or she can say, yeah, it's under here. I don't have to try to memorize both.
Yeah, that is smart. Good strategy
So
there.
I do give her, don't get me wrong, I do give her a hard time about it, but for the most part, it helps us.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? We've covered AT&T, YouTube TV, and now iOS 16. Poked our fun at Apple, as we normally do.
And Justin's able to chime in.
I know. Justin's on the other side of this ticket
Piling
now.
on.
Good times. Okay. So you guys got a product review today.
Yes, we do. And this week's review is a personally hard one for me to do, because I've always made it a stipulation never to review gifts, because I don't have the heart to be critical of a gift.
Hey, it's a 100 show celebration, our 100th show, our century show, so it's not a big deal. And honestly, I have some criticisms of them. So
Really?
it's fine, yeah.
So
You won't be alone if you have some criticisms.
Dave got Justin and I a very nice gift a few weeks ago for our 100th episode, the Wyze Buyds.
6 weeks ago.
6
So
weeks
we had
ago.
6 weeks to review them, yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, this is show 105.
It doesn't seem like it.
I know, it's kind of crazy. It goes by. I mean, we put in 100 shows in the past couple years.
No, this is true.
2 years.
I just can't believe it's been
I mean,
6 weeks
52
ago.
years in a week, and you got to think we took some weeks off.
Yeah,
But,
52, 52 years in a week.
or 52 weeks, sorry. 52 weeks in a year. But, we took a couple weeks off here and there for holidays and such. But, yeah, so you think a little over 2 years now. 105. Today's 105. But anyway, so yeah, Wyze Buyds Pro.
Yes.
And that's our product review for today. And Joe, do you have some background information for us?
I sure do.
Lay it on us.
So the Wyze Bud Pros are 100% wire-free earbuds. They come with 40 decibel noise cancellation, a 6 microphone voice system, up to 18 hours battery life. And this, I did not know. I literally did not know this till yesterday, so I had to go try it. It has wireless charging capability, which I did not know.
Yeah, I've only ever charged them with the wire that it comes with.
Yeah, I did too, because it's USB-C, and that's the same charge as my laptop. And I was thrilled with that with the USB-C, and then I found out wireless charging. I was like, okay, that just makes it even better. It has transparency mode and custom touch controls.
What's transparency mode?
Transparency mode. Let me look it up here real quick.
Yeah, I don't know
That
what means
is where it gives you the ability. You can turn on the noise cancellation or turn it off. Or it actually amplifies what's going on around you outside. So, like, if you're out running, you can still be able to hear what's going on outside. And
So you don't get run over by a car or something?
exactly.
Yeah, that's smart. How's it? So it has a microphone built in then, I guess?
Yes.
Didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, you can talk on the phone with them and stuff.
And I actually tried it. I was out mowing last week or week before.
Justin, you didn't look up how to control these things for our review today?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, me neither.
I
I got to say, anyway, we'll go
That
into
was one of your gripes early on, Dave, was you're wondering where the heck's how do you skip?
Yeah, how do you skip a
where's the
song?
buttons?
You
What's
go you go under settings. Under your settings, there's button settings to tell it what your taps mean.
in the Wyze app? Or?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have the Wyze app. I'll have to get that.
Oh, geez, Justin.
I've just been using
What kind of review is this?
very straightforward. Connect them, use them, put them back. Used them all on my California trip shortly after you got them for us. I hit the road with them and put them to the test on airplanes. And
You know, it's weird. It won't let me connect. It won't let me go into settings without being connected to them.
Yeah.
So I can't do my settings unless they're connected.
Right.
What the heck?
Well, how? Yeah, but it makes sense though.
I mean, it does, but
Right.
I want to change settings now.
Right. And
Or
have
at
it
least
sync
look
later.
at the settings, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna let me.
Well, I have my earbuds on me. If you want to look at the settings that way.
Well, I just like the song skip and stuff. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I can get mine to do is when I touch them, it'll pause the song.
You can go into your settings because I set mine up where a single tap pauses the song, a double tap skips the song,
Right.
and like I have it set up where the right one skips it to the next song, and then the left one double tap takes it back to the previous song,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
and then triple tap you can answer a phone call or whatever you want the triple tap to be.
Okay. Nice. All right. I did not know that.
yeah,
I mean, I'm in the same boat as Justin here. I did not do a lot of homework on this. I just grabbed them, put them in, used them, and anyway.
well,
So
in addition to like an actual tap, if I just remove one of them from my ears, it pauses.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. That is a neat feature because my old ones kept playing.
Yeah.
Until you either tap them to pause them or whatever. But these, you just pop one out and man, they automatically stop, and you
Yeah.
can talk to somebody and then pop it back in. Automatically starts.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, what is nice with that transparency mode, where it amplifies the outside surroundings. That way, the other day I was out mowing and somebody stopped by. I just flipped transparency mode on, and that way I was able to hear them and talk
You have to
them.
use your phone.
Well, no, I think you can set that in your tap settings as well.
Okay.
But literally, I stopped my mower and I started talking to them. I had transparency mode on. I was able to talk to them, hear them clearly, not have to take the earbuds out and fool with that and put them back in. That was nice.
Okay.
So you, with over the sound of the mower, you're still able to hear your music or whatever.
I can barely hear the mower running when I have
Yeah.
when I have noise cancellation on. I can barely hear the mower.
It does. They do a good job of noise cancellation.
And I was out mowing, and Cena was coming home from the gym, and she called me, and I purposefully did not shut the mower off.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her. I said, "Can you hear me?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "You sound pretty good." Why? I said, "Well, I'm on the mower." She said, really? I said, yeah. She said, I can hear the motor a little bit. She said, but I can hear you just fine. I was like, well,
That's
perfect.
really good then.
Yeah.
You really put these things to the test. I like
Yeah,
it,
I know.
Joe.
I didn't do any of that stuff. I just wore them while I ran or rode my bike or something.
They fit pretty well when you're running. The
Yeah.
bouncing didn't.
I mean, yeah.
'Cause they have the different ear size.
Yeah, I need to play with that a little bit, I think, because I don't know. Once I start sweating pretty good, they seem to slip some, but that might. I mean, I think that's normal with all earbuds.
Yeah, but I have found that these slip less on me than others.
Yeah.
I had a set of LG wired ones a couple years ago, and I quit using them. One, because they kept slipping out, and two, one of the little rubber nubs actually got stuck in my ear.
Yeah.
And that just freaked me out to the point it's like, I'm done with earbuds.
Yeah.
And then I tried these. These are the first earbuds I've used in 2 years, and absolutely love them. I use them literally daily, and we'll use them more now that they have wireless. Now that I know they have wireless charging.
Right.
And we should mention the little case that holds them also charges them.
Yes,
Like you charge the case, and then the case can charge the
the earbuds. Yeah,
earbuds. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
what I do like. Just flop them in the case and they start charging on their own.
well,
Good to go.
and as forgetful as I am, I love the case because that's where they go.
Yep.
Because if not, I would set one down somewhere and I would never see it again.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good idea. Whoever thought of the case charging, because I don't know. You guys
That-
seen how much usage you get out of them before you have to charge them?
That was an Apple deal, unfortunately. Apple's the one that started all
Start
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Every
unfortunate.
once
That's a
in
good
while.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a good idea. Every once in a while.
Bloody brilliant. By golly, keep that guy around.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just kept them charged. I never really noticed how much time I was getting out of the charge.
Well, you know they have a light on there, right, on the
Mhm.
case, and it'll go orange and then red when it's
Yeah, I
running
never
down.
saw it red or orange.
I think I've had to charge
White.
mine twice,
Yeah, I use mine, almost every day.
and that's using probably about an hour a day.
Yeah.
So you'd have to purchase a wireless charger made specifically for these earbuds?
No,
No.
any wireless charger will work.
Yeah.
The one on your desk would work?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they make cheap ones you can get at Walmart.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. I've been pleasantly pleased, but I do have some cons. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to do pros and cons so we can get into that, or do we just want to discuss things we like and don't like, and then go into specific pro con?
Well, if we do pros and cons, that may stir up some conversations. So why
Okay.
don't we?
I mean, I
Why-
have some cons. That's why I don't know whether to talk about them now and kind of get that conversation going, or if you guys would rather do pros and cons and we can discuss them as we do the official pros and cons.
I'm good either way.
Well, let's do official pros and cons then.
Okay.
Pros.
Who wants to go first?
I will say the sound cancellation, which you already talked about, Joe, on the lawnmower and stuff, is outstanding.
Yes.
And I don't find it a problem. I keep mine on that all the time when I run. I can still hear a car coming behind me usually. Now, I have had a couple things scare me. A car turned and was going slow, and then when it got right by me, I didn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
Like it turned onto the intersection where I just went through.
Yeah.
So that part is good, but it's also, you just got to be aware, I guess. But, I mean, I was jogging in the middle of a neighborhood, so it's to be expected.
Right.
But same thing, I wore them while I mowed the lawn, cut the lawnmower noise down. I could still hear music. I wouldn't say I couldn't hear the music outstanding, but I could hear it, but I definitely didn't hear the lawnmower.
Right.
So I do like the noise cancellation.
What about, if you tried them just sitting down just to test the quality, not running and not any background noise or anything, just in terms of the bass and the treble and everything, and did you get a sense of how you'd rate the sound overall, just the quality of the sound?
No, I didn't even think about that, honestly. I'm looking at you now and I'm thinking, man, that'd have been smart to do. But yeah, I'm not that smart. I just, plopped them in. I mean, like even day one, went for a run through them in. That's the only time I really use them. Did you do that?
No, I was on a plane. so
Joe?
there's some background noise there. And
Yes, I've actually. Now I haven't listened to music. I usually.
I mean,
just,
that would be a good thing to do in a thorough review of a product.
Yeah.
Justin, good job.
Yeah,
Bring it up the day of.
yeah, the sound quality's pretty good.
Yeah. I noticed on the app thing here, it has a bass thing, a bass setting.
Yeah. Now I have to sit there and try to listen to music on it. Usually when I'm doing it, it's like late at night I don't want to bother anybody, so I'm
Right.
flipping through social media or whatever.
Well, hold on. So, Justin, you said you listened to them on a plane.
Yeah. So
Well, what were your thoughts there? Did you feel like they were good, bad, adequate?
Good. Yeah. I felt like I didn't have to, turn them up to make up for the background noise. So
Yeah.
it's a little easier on your ears to. I mostly was just watching movies on the plane, and
Was the quality pretty good? Or is anything
yeah.
you did? Was it noticeably good, or just working?
it didn't maybe blow me away, but it was very, very good. I thought.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think to play with that, honestly. Man, that'd have been good to do though, because I have Samsung Buds, were my original ones.
Yeah. Well, that would have been a good comparison.
Yeah, but I've never just sit down and listen to those either, in that capacity.
I mean, the convenience is just off the chart compared to what I used to do with, bring headphones like these on a plane, and you're fishing those out of your backpack and putting these big
Yeah.
clunky headphones on just to kind of keep the.
I would
background
agree
noise
with you
away.
there. Earbuds are so convenient. You put them in your case, stick them in your pocket,
Yeah.
and they go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, because I even have a nice set of Sony wireless headphones.
Yeah.
That's wireless, but they have the whole get up. And I tell you, since I've used these, I haven't touched my Sonys.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them that much.
What about fit for your ear? Did you guys have any issues that make your ears hurt after a while or anything like that?
I think I swapped out a different size just because it seemed like the default one was maybe a little big.
Okay, that was my question. Bigger or
But-
smaller? So you went smaller?
I did, but I haven't done the run test yet, and I need to do that. That would be the
Yeah.
test.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
I thought they fit fine though.
Yeah, that was one of my
Even the default size it fit fine too, but I was just
Yeah.
kind of experimental.
Yeah, I just used the default size because it just fit me
Yeah.
perfect, and I didn't want to mess up a good thing. And that was actually one of my pros. It's just the comfort of it.
Yeah.
It's far beats in any of the other earbuds I've used.
My Samsung earbuds would hurt my ears after a while, like after an hour or so. I'd have a little, I could feel them and
Right.
didn't care for it as much.
Right.
But, I mean, it was a good hour before they started to hurt. These, I never noticed. Yeah. The shape of them seems pretty good. I don't have any issues with that necessarily. All right. Any other pros you guys noticed?
Ease of use. Literally, take them out of the box, sync them with your phone or any device, whatever device you're using.
Yeah. They sync really well and take right off.
Yeah.
I don't like you have to go into your phone to change the settings. I will say this. My Samsung Buds, they already had the features in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like one tap paused it, two taps skipped the song.
Right.
They had some sort of answer the phone. I think when your phone rang, you just tapped them once and they answered. Tap it again, it shuts off the call. I don't know. I was slightly frustrated with these because I just assumed they would be the same way. But the only thing I could get them to do was pause.
But
Because I didn't go into settings to change it, which is my fault. I understand that. I was spoiled by Samsung where it was already inherent.
I like where you can customize
Yeah.
what the taps mean.
Yeah, that seems nice. I haven't done it yet, but
Because you can literally switch to the single tap being a
Yeah.
song skip instead of pause. I mean, it gives
Right.
you the options too.
yeah, I was super frustrated though, even yesterday. Yesterday I had a song come on. I just didn't want to hear it while I was running. I was there tap 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 trying to get something to happen.
Right.
Nothing happened. I tried the old maybe if I tap 6 times, blah, 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 and all it would do is pause. I was like, it stinks.
Okay, so we was talking about transparency mode. You can turn that on and off by just doing a tap and hold.
Really?
Yeah, it'll turn transparency mode on and off.
See, it'd be nice if they had a little written pamphlet that you could pull up that said
Yeah.
these things.
When you first open the box,
I mean, I didn't even go into my phone settings because I didn't realize that's where you had to go to set these things.
Well, the only reason I found it is I was getting ready to go mow, and I knew that I didn't want to stop every little bit and change songs while I mowed. So I just like, well, let me see if there's any ways I can change the buttons, and it was right there in the settings. So I was like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I need.
Justin, this is how a real IT and product review guy goes about it. He actually looks at the stuff. Now me, I went the opposite direction. I went the knucklehead way where I'm like, surely I'll just figure this out eventually. And after 6 weeks, I have not figured out anything.
Well, it's one of those.
I was totally oblivious the whole time. That
If they would have gave it a manual,
Justin's like, settings? What settings? There's settings? You can
these are
tap
just
stuff?
Headphones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know you get such a sophisticated equipment, did you, Justin?
So this is what we have on this product review. Joe does an actual product review and does his homework.
Yeah.
Justin, you're kind of in between, and I am completely oblivious
Yeah,
to how to do a product
They
review.
just shows up and goes, "Hey guys, guess what?
These play music, and if you tap, something happens.
Yeah, when it paused when I took it out of my ear, it's like a caveman seeing fire or something.
I agree with you. I did the same thing. I pulled it out. I was like, wait a minute, music stopped. How's that happen?
Okay, so
And then I put it back in. It started, and then I pulled it back out. And the person I was talking to was like, what are you doing? I was like, these just stopped. It paused.
Yeah.
Auto pause. It's got auto pause. How does it know it's out of my ear?
yeah, full disclosure, I did the exact same thing, so I started testing it.
Yeah.
So then Sadie was I was sitting at the kitchen table testing them out, and Sadie was sitting beside me watching. I said, "Here, hold this," and I said, "Put it towards your ear," and she put it on the ear, and I pushed play, and she started playing music, and then she took it out, and it quit. I was like,
How does it know it's in your ear?
I think what it does is when you touch it, it picks it up as a tap. I think I'm not.
I don't
sure.
think so.
I thought I was grabbing it by the little...
Okay.
Yeah, I grabbed it by the bottom knob and took it
Right.
out, or by
Okay.
the stick.
But one other thing I did notice was like the earbud nub itself is like it almost like it has pressure sensors. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but like I could squeeze it and it would play, and then just as soon as I would let up, it would pause. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of little pressure sensors inside the little nub part.
Sort of Wyze magic.
All right, so sensors recognize when Wyze Buyds Pros are in your ear. So you're right, Joe, has sensors. That's kind of crazy. You got to have auto pause enabled.
Which I'm assuming it has right out of the box.
Yeah, it does, because I didn't touch anything. That's how it worked.
I'm going to have to get the Wyze app today. Check it out.
Yeah.
I was just thrilled to death on how well the noise canceling was, because I have a Gravely Zero turning. You know, those things are far from quiet, and for it to drown out as well as it did, I was shocked and excited all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some cons.
Oh, I do too, don't get me wrong, but not many, and they was hard to find.
And I kind of feel like these are an AirPod knockoff, just their shape and stuff. But, I mean, I don't know. They shape the same. I don't have AirPods.
Yeah, they're very similar.
But, you know.
AirPods maybe a little smaller,
I don't know.
lighter.
I mean, mine are pretty small.
It
I
didn't
feel like they're small.
It seemed like they're not heavy, but they weren't like super lightweight, these Wyze ones. Did you notice that? They seem...
My Samsung Buds are a little heavier, bulkier.
Oh, okay.
Like when I run, the Samsungs are easier to come out of my ears. I fought that quite a bit. These I don't have a problem with. You know, and the price point's killer. You know, my Samsung Galaxy Buds were $150. You know, these were like 60 some. So.
Okay, I'm getting excited, guys.
Oh gosh. I don't even know if I want to know why.
I'm messing with the touch controls. I was one of my cons is no longer
An issue?
Yes.
Because you actually went through and looked at stuff?
Yeah.
Unlike Justin and I?
But literally, so literally,
Justin and I can literally not fix anything because we didn't do that work.
Well, the one con I had literally just went away.
All right, let's go cons.
Okay.
Maybe that'll lead back to some more pros too. But I'm going to start off with cons. My biggest con with these things is getting them in and out of the case.
Okay, yes.
That is such a hassle.
Yeah, because I was thinking like you could literally put either one in either slot, and it's like no. The left one has the left slot, and the right one has the right slot.
And I understand that part of it, to get them to fit in this small case, and it's nice. But getting them out is such a pain in the butt. It's so hard to get it. Like my Samsung Buds didn't have the long stem, so you just took a finger and just pull it out, and it rolled out essentially.
Right.
These you got to try to get a hold of and pick up out. You got to pull them up out.
Well, I have more trouble at night if I'm sitting in the dark trying to get it wiggle back into the slot to slide back in.
Yeah, I mean that's a pain too, because you're right. They have to go the certain direction, and it has to be the right one in the right side, left one in the left.
Yeah.
And I wish they'd have made the writing bigger on the buds. It's just got a really small R and a really small L, and
Yeah.
it's not that bright.
Right.
So that's a pain in the butt. But just getting them out of the case sucks.
Yes.
I give that a big con. So hard to get out of the case.
Yeah, on the plane, I'm sitting there hoping I don't fumble it as I'm trying to put it back in.
Ugh.
Cause I don't want it to roll under the plane seat.
I've dropped mine several times. It's so frustrating. So that is my major con.
Yeah, there are a couple times where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm putting that one in the totally wrong spot. I gotta
Yeah.
retry this. 'Cause, not super intuitive just looking at it, how it's supposed to go in there.
I mean, I understand the case is super light. It's super small. It's easy to carry around. So that's a big pro.
Right.
But,
Right.
man, it's so frustrating trying
Yeah.
to get them out.
Yeah, the inside design is a little wonky.
And I don't even know how they would fix that. I just, like, say, my Samsungs fit in kind of like, there wasn't anything going down through a slot or anything. They just,
Right.
they held, and then you just rolled it out. Like, it rolled right out.
Right.
So easy to get out.
Right.
Now, if I was reviewing those, I'd probably say they fall out.
Yeah.
but they only come out when you open the lid and you want them out. So I imagine they probably didn't have much choice because the case is so small and so light,
But
and
I,
just the design of them.
but I do have to say,
Oh yeah, I mean they
hold in
stay,
yeah, they stay. They don't fall out.
but try to pull one out.
Oh yeah.
Such a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Like,
You got to get just the right grip on it, and
yeah.
I agree with Justin. I dropped mine several times. I'm like, son of a gun. But nothing like dropping your earbuds and trying to track them down as they roll away.
Yeah, because I ran into that. I was out mowing, and I was mowing around Sadie's swing set, and one of her swing set chains bumped my ear and knocked it
Yeah.
out. Of course, I go in full on panic mode at that point. It's like, did it clear the mower or what's?
Oh gosh, yeah. Where'd they go?
Yeah. So there I am digging around in the ground trying to find it, and found it, but there's not an easy way of trying to track them down if you bump one and lose one.
They don't have voice control, right?
Yeah, they have Alexa.
Oh, well, I mean, it won't work like independently.
Let me see.
I don't have Alexa, so could I use it without Alexa?
Well, it has Alexa built in.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I understand it's built in, but I mean,
Yeah, it has a voice
like
assistant.
if I say, "Hey Alexa," does it automatically come on? Like if I'm mowing and somebody tries to call me, can I just say, "Alexa, answer"?
You
Does
should
that
be
make
able
sense?
to. Yeah.
Really?
Okay, Google. Because mine's set to my native assistant, which is Google. So I can say, okay, Google, and
Really?
Yep.
So can you say Google answer and it'll answer?
it should. Well, whatever Google's trained to do, if you can tell Google to
I don't know what Google's trained to do.
not too much.
Okay. So, okay, Joe, you said you've dropped yours, but it got knocked out. Did you guys notice the getting out of the case issue? Justin's nodding.
I didn't have much trouble getting him out. My biggest issue was trying to get him back in. I had more trouble trying to get him back in than taking him out.
It was always just a little bit. I really had to pay attention to what I was doing, especially on the plane. I don't want to drop it.
Yeah.
So I was really. It wasn't as to where I could kind of smoothly, without looking at them, just pull them out of my pocket and by feel just easily be able to pull them out. So
Yeah.
I had to look at it. Okay, don't mess this up. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of had the opposite effect.
Oh, I had trouble getting them in too. But
Now, I'm looking at an online review, and it says full charge gets you 4.5 hours of playtime. Man,
Yeah.
that seems pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, and another pro on the app, it tells you the battery life on the buds and the case. You can get the battery life on both.
Yeah, it says the case will hold between 18 and 24 hours of charge.
dang.
So that's 3 or 4 additional charges. That's not bad.
Not at all.
That ought to get you, a long plane ride or a long trip or whatever. I mean, that's you'd have to charge your phone before then. So
Right.
now it says it's equipped with Bluetooth 5.0, strong connection, range about 25 feet. I agree with that. Yesterday after my run, I set my phone down and had walked over to get a stray soccer ball, and I was a good 20 or so feet before it dropped.
Yeah, that's about right because I ran into a similar issue which kind of caused me to panic, but it was actually a good tool to help me find it. I was being a knucklehead, and I'd put my phone in the little side pocket there on my mower. I was mowing around, and all of a sudden my music stopped.
Mm.
And I looked down, my phone's not there. So panic ensues. Did I run did I run it over or what?
Yeah.
So I immediately shut the mower off and I jump off and I start looking around. Music starts. So I take another step, it goes off. I was like, okay, I'm within range, so the phone is still semi-working at this point. So then Dad pulls up on his mower, and he looks down and sees it on the ground, and he grabs the phone, and he checks his. It's not his, and he looks at me. I'm going,
Yeah.
I shake my head up, down, like, yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
It was like, but being able to hear the music, that was an immediate relief. It's like, okay, whatever's going on, apparently, if I did hurt it, it is fixable at this point because it is still semi-working. And luckily, I hadn't run over it or it just bounced right where it fell out. So.
Nice. Okay. Any other cons you guys experienced?
Justin?
Nope.
Well, that's not
They
too
worked.
bad,
I mean, just
yeah.
so easily, just totally connected. Did everything
I had
they needed to do.
I had one con, but literally went back in settings and found it.
What was it?
No volume control by touch.
Really?
Yeah, but literally I went back in settings and now I just set it to where I could do a triple touch and it'll crank it up on the right side, or if I push it on the left, it'll lower the volume.
Ah. All right, I got to go into the app and adjust these things because I need songs skip bad.
Yeah.
Nothing like running or riding your bike or nothing like exercising and having a slow, sad song come on.
Yeah.
That's where I was at yesterday. I was like, skip. And I was like, oh, this sucks. I just got to listen to 4 minutes of slow, sad song. Never mind.
Although I have to watch myself if I'm out mowing and a good hard rock song comes on, because then I'm just moving to the music and I'm just
Taking out the garden. And
yeah, I'm a little extra jerky on that
Cena,
mower.
what flowers are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was mowing weeds.
Yeah.
And they needed it.
Bad.
All right. Well, overall ratings, you guys ready?
yeah, just throwing it out there. There's on the Wyze site, 267 people give it a 5-star, 113 4-star, and then you get some. You go down from there.
Sporadic,
50, 20,
yeah.
30. Yep.
I mean, honestly, I enjoy the usage. I enjoy that they work right off the bat. Like, I didn't get the app at first or anything like that, and then I got the app, but I don't remember looking at the controls real close. And they take off and they work. They have good connectivity. They fit good. You know, the sound transparency is awesome. It's so crazy. I could hear, like yesterday I paid attention because I knew we were doing a review today.
Right.
I paid attention during my run, and it cancels out the sound so well. I could hear, like, my footsteps hitting the ground internally.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know how, like, if you do something, you hold your hands over your ear and you can kind of hear your heartbeat and stuff?
Right.
I could hear that because it deadened all the sound outside so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is a little annoying, but also freakily cool.
Yeah, well, that's like me at night. I'm sitting there in bed, and I put one in, and I can still hear, like, the fan running in the bedroom. And literally, as soon as I put that other one in, man, noise cancellation kicks in, and it's like, and it freaks you out for a second. It's like, I can literally hear nothing.
I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I did like that. You know, the cons for me, the big con was getting them in and out of the case. Such a pain. Ugh. Spoiled by my Samsung Buds that you just roll out real easy. So anyway, not a huge deal. Just one of those things. It's understandable, I guess. That's my point. But
that's something you could get used to after doing it so many times over and over. And over.
Well, I think just the small size of the case and a lightweight case is the price. You know, if you want something small and thin that's going to fit in your pocket nice, then that's the price you got to pay.
Right.
Because my Samsung Bug case is bulkier.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know what the trade-off is there. If I'd rather have something.
I'm going to be nosy. What kind of battery life? have you found like that you have a better battery life on the Samsung ones to justify the bulkierness?
Honestly, I don't know because I use mine, put them back in the case, and then when the case gets to orange or red, I charge them, and I don't really pay attention.
Well, how often do you have to charge the case up?
Sporadic. I
About
mean,
s-
these
about
I
the s-
went for 2 weeks probably, but I don't I never really paid attention.
Okay.
Because like if I'm going on a weekend soccer trip, I'll charge them before I go just to have them charged.
Right.
So I don't really pay attention to if they needed charged or not. Now the other day I noticed these were on orange, so I went ahead and charged them because of the weekend.
Right.
But I didn't, and I use mine hour at a time.
Yeah.
Almost an hour run or bike or whatever. They get an hour. So I mean, I could use them 4 or 5 days in a row before I have to charge them.
Right.
So that's why I say I'm oblivious to when they need charged or how long they last. I have no idea. But adequate for me. I'm a part-time exercise person. I don't do it not as often as Justin. I don't. Justin, do you wear them every time you exercise or just sporadically, or how's that work for you?
I haven't tried them out running yet.
Okay, I wear mine every time I run or bike
I just,
or mow grass.
Mhm.
Just because that's just what I do. I like listening to music as I go.
Right.
Justin's a purist.
Yeah. The sound of the mower. That's all I need.
Well, I was thinking running. Yeah,
That too.
but yeah, I don't know. Interesting. All right, well, let's rate this baby up.
All right.
Joe's 5-star scale, 1 being
Mhm.
poor, 5 being outstandingly excellent. Where do y'all fall?
I mean, I don't want to take a whole star off just for maybe the case being a little counterintuitive and not
Well, I bet if you dropped one on the plane and had to go fishing for it,
Yeah.
you would.
yeah, exactly.
Be like, stupid case.
Yeah.
I'm crawling up under a seat on an airplane. Probably got COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go 4.5 on this one.
I'm gonna say even before COVID, just the thought of it hitting the plane floor, like
Yeah.
At this point, even on the plane floor, I think COVID would be the least of your worries.
Somebody hand me a wipey.
Yeah.
I got some cleaning to do. Yeah, I'm at 4.5 too. I think a half a star just because it's so hard to get out of the case, and I wish the engineers would have thought about that. But every time I think about that, I don't even know where these are made, but I'm thinking, some engineer with really small, delicate hands that could just pop them in. I'm like, no problem. I don't know what your deal is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
clumsy American that can't.
Yeah.
So, but the features, the sound quality, and I wish now I'd have just did what you were talking about, Justin. Sit around and did an actual sound quality test.
Mhm.
I did not, but I'm just saying, running, biking, mowing, the sound quality is very good.
Yeah.
I would say better than my Samsung ones, because when I mowed, I couldn't hear music on my Samsung, but it didn't have
Wow.
noise deadening either.
But still, Samsung. I mean,
Well, mine are pretty old. Mine were
Okay.
2 or 3 years old. So
but still, Samsung ones aren't cheap.
no, they were $150.
Yeah.
So for double the price plus a little bit,
Yeah.
these are much better.
Right.
And they fit good. My Samsung's ones, I had trouble with them rolling out occasionally. Especially on hot days when you're sweating really good, they would just, slide out.
Yeah.
These, I haven't had that problem. So, Joseph, what about you?
I wanted to give it a full-on 5-star review, but you gentlemen have talked me down a half star.
Oh,
with,
gosh.
with the case, because
Yeah.
I had for that the case deal, like trying to put them back in, it was annoying, but I just apparently just like I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But it is annoying,
Yeah.
especially at night, trying to get
Oh,
those things put back in properly to make sure they slide all the way in. So yeah, but still 4.5 star.
Oh, yeah.
And even at 4.5 stars, this thing gets Joe's stamp of approval.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's, the case issue, but I think it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You have to have that trade-off. You want a small, slim case. It's going to be a pain in the butt sometimes.
Right.
But it's one of those things. This is six weeks. We can come back to this in, another month or so, and I'll sit down and actually just listen to them and then go into settings and do my due diligence, which I did not do this time. And that might make a difference. I'm assuming it could only get better. That's what I like about it.
Right.
And yeah, hey, kudos to Wyze. As you stated, they don't sponsor this show, but
They should.
they should. But I love my Wyze products. I got the cameras and the doorbell thing, and now I got the buds. And for the price point, hey, I'm happy with them.
Yeah, Wyze, I'm calling you out again. we would greatly appreciate it if
This would have been a perfect thing for them to send us and say, hey, you guys
Yeah.
are doing a good job. Review this.
Yeah, you don't have to sponsor us, but if you want to send us some products to review, and trust me, there's not very many. I'm looking at your catalog. There's not very many products on your catalog that either we haven't already reviewed or don't already own.
Yeah, so you better
trust
hurry
me,
up.
Yes, trust me. There's not a lot on your list that you'll have to ship. Maybe that's the thing. They know, like they have us over barrels. Like, we'll just wait them out. They'll eventually buy it.
Somebody's sitting there saying, these clowns keep wanting us to sponsor, but they're still buying it. So, yeah, we don't have to do that.
Yeah, we just wait them out.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job, gentlemen. This has been a good show, informative. AT&T, YouTube TV, and iOS 16, along with product review of Wyze Buyds Pro. And, that's it. We'll cap it for the day. Show 105 in the books. Joe, if anybody has any questions about any of that stuff, or they want to figure out, how to operate their Wyze Buds because they're like me and they don't know the app or how to go in and do that stuff, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at amdigitaltech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the...
Let me have the pods real quick.
Okay.
I didn't even show them in the camera.
Here, Justin. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
This is the problem. There we go. So that's what they look like. And then you got to put them back in their correct slot.
Yeah, there's literally only one. And if anybody's watching that, they're going, well, that's not bad, trying to put it back in. Yeah, take them both out and then try to
and try to figure out which is left and right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all right. Well, great show, gentlemen. Thank you all so much. We'll be back next week. For myself, Justin, and Joe, this has been Help Desk with Joe, show 105 from our Spencer, West Virginia studio. Make sure you shop local. Father's Day's coming up, and you know what would be great?
Side of Wyze Buds?
Side of Wyze Buds for the dad in your life that mows grass, exercises, or does what? Maybe they just want to tune everybody out.
Yeah.
Just hit me. Maybe they just want to sit there and have some peace and quiet and just listen to their music and tune everybody else out. But, Wyze Buyds Pro on, check it out. Talk to Joe and Cena about it. They'll fix you up. All right. Everybody have a great week. We'll be back next week.